welcome. Thanks for tuning in and joining me today. My name is Rachel and I'll be guiding you through about 45 minutes of yoga for climbers. You're going to need 2 blocks, a strap or a belt, and a blanket or a towel. Let's go ahead and get started. So come to a seat on your glutes. We're going to dive into the outer hips. So bring your right shin parallel to the top of your mat and your right thigh parallel to the long edge of your mat. You're firmly situated on your right glutes, right sitting bone, and then bring your left knee straight out. I'll turn and face you. Left knee straight out from the hip, and your left ankle is aligned with your knee. So you got a nice 90-90 sit going on. Everything is nice and aligned. There's little to no weight on your left glutes. Take an inhale to press your fingertips into the mat and lift your chest. Exhale, twist your torso to the left, hinge forward. Bring your right forearm to the ground. And then take your left hand and press it into your right foot. And then press your right foot into your left hand. Just allow yourself to settle into this first pose. If you're experiencing a lot of sensation through the right glutes, hips, low back, waist, that's totally normal. Let's start to lengthen the breath. Exhale. And then breath in, fill up, take your time. Pause when you get to the top. Take another sip in, press your hand into your foot, and then easy exhale through the nose. One more on this side. Inhale, fill up. Pause. Sip in. Exhale through the nose, nice and slow, nice and long. Awesome. Bring yourself back upright, shoulders over hips. Hands are away from the ground in the air. And then pivot on your glutes to the left, pause in the middle, so you're on both glutes, your toes are in the air, hands are in the air, and then pivot to the left, moving into the other side of our 90-90 sit. So again, left shin is parallel to the top of your mat, in this case the back of your mat. Left thigh is parallel to the long edge of your mat. Check in with your right leg, see that your right knee comes out from the hip and that your ankle is aligned with the knee. Take an inhale, sit up tall. Exhale, twist your torso to the right, hinge forward, left forearm to the ground, right hand presses into left foot, and then press your left foot out into your hand. Coming back to the breath, inhale, nice and slow, nice and easy. Pause at the top, notice the feeling of fullness. Take another little sip in, relax through the sides of your neck. Easy exhale out through the nose, nice and long, nice and slow. Couple more on your own. Nice work. Bring your shoulders back up over your hips, hands in the air, away from the ground. Pivot to the right, pause in the center, feel yourself evenly weighted on both glutes. Take an inhale, lift your chest. Exhale, pivot to the right once again. This time, come onto your shins, onto your feet. I'm going to give you a backside view so you can check out what we're doing. Sit on your heels. Lift your glutes away from your heels. Take the top of your right foot into your left arch. Your right knee is going to be behind your left. And then have a seat on your glutes. Rest your hands wherever is most comfortable. Just starting to get into the fascia of the feet. You can rock side to side. If you're like, wow, this is really intense, be still and just deepen your breath. Take one more inhale. Exhale, slowly lean yourself forward, glutes away from heels, take right foot to the ground, and then take the top of your left foot into your right arch. Again, your left knee is behind your right. Take a seat back on your heels as you feel ready. And again, stillness, or you can shift side to side. Notice the difference in sides through your feet. Take one more breath in, nice and easy. Exhale, come forward, come on out. Stay on your knees, on your shins. This time, curl your toes under and then sit back on your heels. If you're feeling pressure through the knees, you can take your blanket or your towel and pat out your joints a bit. Roll your shoulder blades out of your ears. Then pull your ears back. And then press down through your toes. Hug your inner ankles towards one another. Keep your breath moving. Take a breath in. Exhale, come forward to tabletop, hands and knees. So just stack shoulders over wrists, hips over knees, square yourself up. Spread your fingers. Try and create an equal amount of space between each finger. And then pull your front ribs in. Toes can be tucked or untucked, your choice. And then on an inhale, come into cow pose. So tilt your tailbone up as you drop your belly, pull your heart through. Exhale to cat. Round your spine, send your tailbone towards the backs of your knees as you release your chin to your chest. Couple more. Inhale, cow pose, shoulders out of ears. Exhale, cat. Press through fingertips and feet to help round your spine. One more. Inhale, cow pose, pull your heart through your shoulders. Exhale, cat pose. Come back to a neutral spine, neutral tabletop. So spine is long. Roll your elbow creases towards the top of your mat. Bring your shoulder blades out of your ears. From here, step the ball of your left foot back on your mat. Reach your right arm forward, thumb to the sky. Pull the front ribs in. Notice if you're really rounding through your mid and low back. Keep the front of your belly engaged, front of your core engaged. And then float your left toes a few inches from the ground. Nice and strong through your left fingers. Take an inhale to reach. Exhale, elbow to knee. Round your spine as you find the connection between elbow and knee. Press into the top of your right foot, right shin. Inhale, lengthen out. Exhale, elbow to knee. One more. Inhale, long. Exhale, elbow to knee. Inhale, long. Exhale to tabletop. Right hand, left knee to the mat. Reset. Chin away from chest. Your gaze is slightly forward of your mat. Shoulders out of ears again. Slide the ball of your right foot back on your mat. Reach left arm forward. Check in with the front side of your core. Check in with your spine. Pull front ribs in. As you're ready, float your right toes. Take an inhale, reach out. Exhale, elbow to knee, round in, find the connection. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, elbow to knee. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, elbow to knee. Nice work. Inhale, lengthen. This time, exhale, tabletop. Left hand, right knee down. We're gonna come into extended puppy pose. You can keep your blanket under your knees if you'd like. I just do not need it at the moment. So, from your tabletop, your hips stay stacked over your knees, your hips stay nice and high. Take your hands a huge step forward, and then slowly release your ears between your biceps. Maybe your forehead reaches the earth. If you're like, whoa, this is super intense through my upper back, through my shoulders, you can take a block and rest it underneath your forehead for some extra support. Elevate the ground closer to you. And then take a moment to check in with your spine. Notice if you're really arching through the low back and sinking down through the chest. Instead, press through your fingertips. Pull your front ribs in. And we're going to add on from here. Take your right hand, cross your midline, stack it on top of your left hand. You may need to lift your forehead up to support this transition. And then again, release your ears between your biceps. If you can see me, you'll notice that my forehead is floating a few inches from the ground. If your neck is okay with it, that's fine, or you can stick a block underneath for extra neck support. Pull the front ribs in, ground down through your toenails. Take an inhale. Press through your fingertips as you exhale. Take your right hand back to its starting point, shoulder width distance apart. Left hand crosses your midline. Stack left hand on top of right. Press the ground away, and then slowly release ears between biceps. Allow your left side body to expand with each breath. One more inhale. Stay for your exhale. Return your left hand to its starting position, shoulder width distance apart. Release your forehead towards the mat or to your block. Extended puppy pose again. And then inhale, walk yourself up to tabletop. Bring your wrists back underneath your shoulders. Curl your toes. Exhale, hovering tabletop. Float your knees a few inches from the ground. Really press the mat away. Again, roll your elbow creases forward, shoulders out of ears. Deepen your breath. Lift your side ribs. And take a breath in. Exhale, step back to high plank. Just lengthen your legs long behind you. Firm your thighs. Send your tailbone towards the backs of your knees. One point of focus, chin away from chest. Now inhale, rock your weight forward a couple of extra inches. From knees or toes, exhale, lower to your belly. Drop your arms down by your sides. Palms face up. Inhale, full locust. Lift your chest, lift your arms. Rotate your palms down, and then lift your legs. Point your toes towards the back of your mat. Squeeze your thighs, and then lengthen out through your ring fingers, and then squeeze your pinky fingers in towards each other. Feel your shoulder blades touch. Take a breath in. Exhale, release to the mat, palms up. All right, we're gonna come into a bound locust variation. So interlace all 10 fingers at your low back. If you're like, oh, that's gonna be really tight through my chest as I lift up, take your strap, take your belt between your hands to give a little extra length to your arms, yeah? Take a breath in. Exhale, bound locust. Lift your chest, lift your arms, lift your fist away from your sacrum, the base of your spine, lift your legs. Keep your breath moving. Ground into the front of your pelvis. Take an inhale, back of your neck is long. Exhale, release. We do that 2 more times. Breath in. Exhale, bound locust. Lift chest, fist, and legs. Inhale, lengthen out. Exhale, release. One more breath in. Exhale, bound locust. Lift everything up. Shoulder blades work towards the midline. Roll your inner thighs to the sky. Take an inhale. Exhale, release. Woo. Let go of the strap, let go of the bind. And from here, we're gonna come into another chest opener. Bring your right elbow out in line with your right shoulder. So you have a 90-degree angle. Wiggle your right elbow forward of the shoulder. Bring your right ear to the mat. Your left fingertips are tented on the ground next to your breastbone. Now bend your left knee, lift your left knee up, and then take your left leg back behind you. So roll to the right. Your left toes might float in the air. Your left toes might land on the ground. Both are totally fine. Press through your left fingertips to deepen the release through your right pecs. And then ground through your outer right hip, outer right leg. Take an inhale. Exhale, roll to center. Bring your left elbow out in line with your left shoulder. Inch your left elbow forward of the shoulder. Left ear to the earth. Bring your right fingertips to tent or tented next to your right breastbone. Bend your right knee. Lift your right knee. And then take right leg back behind you. Woo, over to the left. If you feel like your chin is really close to your chest, you may need to bring a little more awareness into the back of your skull. Shift your head back so your neck is aligned with the rest of your spine. Outer left leg is strong against the floor. Press into your right fingertips. And take an inhale. Exhale, roll to center. Walk your elbows in about shoulder width distance apart, but forward of your chest, forward of the heads of your shoulders as well. And then inhale, lift your chest for Sphinx Pose. So press down through your feet as you lift your collarbones up towards your cheeks. Keep your breath moving. Spread your fingers. Move your heart forward and up. Take an inhale. Interlace your fingers. Narrow your elbows in towards your midline. So you got an A-frame shape with the forearms. And as you exhale, come into forearm plank. Curl your toes. Lift your hips. Reach back through the heels a bit. Pause and breathe. Shoulders out of ears. Ground into your outer wrists, so the pinky side edge that's connected to the earth. Tail towards backs and knees, firm your glutes. Pull the front ribs in, 2 rounds of breath. As you inhale, come up to a high plank. Exhale to downward facing dog. Bend your knees as you lift your hips up and back. All right, welcome to dog pose. If you don't practice this pose often or ever, it probably feels like a lot of work, and that's because it is. Focus on creating length through the spine. So bend your knees as much as you need to help you drive strongly through your fingertips. If you're like, woo, this is really tight through my shoulders and upper back, take your hands wider than shoulder width and rotate your fingers out towards the long edges of your space. Pull the front ribs back in. If you're like, this is really tight through my hips, my glutes, my hamstrings and calves, take your feet wider than hip width. Bend your knees, tailbone to the sky. Take an inhale. Press the floor away as you exhale. Inhale, look forward. Exhale, tiptoe to the top of your mat. Take your time to arrive. And come into a standing forward fold with your knees nice and bent. Capture opposite elbows to turn this into a ragdoll pose. You can stay in stillness. You can shift side to side, forward and back. Swap out the cross of your forearms, opposite forearm on top. One more inhale. Exhale, release your fingertips to your mat. Look at your toes. See that all 10 toes track forward. Your feet can be about hip width distance apart, or you can bring your big toes to touch with a little bit of space between your heels, whatever feels best through your hips, your legs, your low back. Plug down through your big toe and pinky toe mounds, and then drive through your heels. Take your hands to your hips with strong feet and a long spine. Inhale, slowly rise to standing. Pull your chest forward as you come up. And then exhale, arrive with your arms at your sides, palms forward. Take a deep breath in. And an easy breath out. Inhale, Tadasana, mountain pose. Sweep your arms forward and up. Pause and breathe. Keep driving down through your feet. Allow your lower ribs to lift as you firm your glutes. Take an inhale to lift your outer armpits towards the ceiling. Exhale, side body stretch to the right. Capture your left wrist with your right fingers. Reach up, then over. Feet are still strong. Nice. And then inhale, come back upright. Find mountain pose. Exhale, side body stretch to the left. Grab your right wrist with your left fingers. Reach up and then bend to the left. Pull your right ribs in. Inhale, mountain pose, find center. Exhale, swan dive, forward fold. So bend your knees. Press the walls away as you hinge from your hips with a long spine, kind of like how we just rolled up to standing, or rather came up to standing. Release your neck at the bottom. Inhale to a halfway lift. Fingers come to your shins or your thighs, right above your knees. You want to lift the heads of your shoulders high enough that you feel your spinal muscles, your spinal extensors turn on. Use your shoulder blades, rather pull your shoulder blades out of your ears. If this is tight through the backside body, bend your knees as much as you need. Take a breath in to press them out away. Exhale to a low lunge. Step your left foot back. Pause in your low lunge. If you have blocks, take them underneath your hands to help you lengthen your spine and pull your chest forward. Press your feet into the floor. And now soften your left knee to the mat. You can keep your left hand on your block. On an inhale, take your right fingertips forward and then up towards the sky. Open your chest to the right. Exhale, take your fingertips to the back of your mat, down to the long edge of your mat. We're just flossing the shoulder. Inhale, take it forward and up. Exhale, back and down. One more. Inhale, forward and up. Exhale, back and down. Pause. Inhale, crescent moon. Reach all 10 fingertips forward and then overhead. So shoulders are over hips. Your left thigh, your back leg, is nice and vertical, meaning your left hip is stacked directly over your left knee, as opposed to your hips being really forward and low. Ground into the top of your back foot, firm your left glutes.
And just like with our mountain pose, lift outer armpits towards the ceiling. Take a breath in. Exhale, low lunge. Hands to your blocks, lift your back knee. Take an inhale to drag your heart forward, press the ground away. Exhale, forward fold, left foot meets right. Inhale, halfway lift, lengthen your spine. Other side, exhale, low lunge, step your right foot back. Pause in your low lunge. Free up your left toes, lift them away from the mat. Start with your pinky toe and try and lay each toe back down with control. Get a nice wide spread. Heart forward, shoulders out of ears, strong feet. Soften right knee to the earth. Right hand can stay on your block. Move the one under your left hand for a moment. Inhale, reach left fingertips forward and up. Open your chest to the left. Exhale, take your fingers to the back of your mat and then down to the long edge of your mat, flossing the shoulder. Inhale, forward and up. Exhale, back and down. One more. Inhale, forward and up. Exhale, back and down. Pause. Inhale, crescent moon. Reach all 10 fingertips forward and overhead. Pull the front ribs in. And in turn, feel your right hip come more directly over the right knee. Take an inhale to pull your ears back, reach up. Exhale to low lunge. Hands to your blocks, lift your back knee. Take an inhale. Exhale, standing forward fold. Inhale to a halfway lift. Exhale, high plank. Plant your hands, step your feet back. Hold and breathe. Look at your fingers, spread them wide. Drive into your fingertips. Feel the heart of your palms lift a bit. Take some of the weight out of your wrists. Shoulder blades down your spine. Pull the front ribs in, firm your thighs. Take an inhale. Exhale, lower to forearm plank. Pause in your forearm plank. This time, forearms are parallel to each other. If you notice your elbows want to splay out to the long edges of your mat, take that A frame with your fingers interlaced and your elbows a little more narrow. Take a breath in. Exhale, lower your knees, thighs, belly to the mat, toenails to the mat. Separate your forearm shoulder width. Inhale, Sphinx Pose. We've been here before. Creating a little more mobility through the thoracic spine, so the mid to upper back. We tend to be very stuck here as climbers. Take a breath in. Exhale to forearm plank. Curl your toes, lift your hips. Inhale to high plank. Come up to your palms. Exhale to downward facing dog. Take an easy breath in. And a big breath out. Lift your hips. Again, inhale. Easy exhale. Right. From here, on an inhale, rock forward to high plank. As you exhale, float your right toes a few inches away from the ground. So three-legged plank. Point your right toes towards the back of your mat. Firm your left thigh, your grounded leg. Take a breath in. Exhale, right knee, right triceps. Lift your hips, round your spine as you connect your knee to your upper right arm bone. Look forward. Listen. Breath in. Exhale, three-legged plank. Just slide your foot back. Inhale to reset. Exhale, right knee, left tricep, so cross body. Lift your right hip as you twist your spine to the left. Look forward. Inhale to three-legged plank. Exhale, knee to nose, round your spine, lift your hips, chin to chest. Inhale, three-legged plank. Exhale, downward facing dog. Right foot to the mat, hips up and back. Big breath in. Big breath out. Other side. Inhale, rock forward to plank, press the ground away. Exhale, lift your left toes, three-legged plank. Shoulders out of ears, breath in. Exhale, left knee, left triceps. Lift your hips, round your spine. You can flex or point your lifted toes. Then inhale, three-legged plank, slide it back. Exhale, left knee, right triceps. Roll, whoop. Twist your left hip to the right. Lift your left hip. Try and keep your chest open and square to the top of your mat. Inhale, three-legged plank, slide it back. Exhale, knee to nose. Dome your spine, chin to chest, lift your hips. Inhale, three-legged plank. Exhale, downward facing dog. Big breath in. Easy breath out. Inhale, lift your right heel up and back behind you. Three-legged dog. Pause and breathe. Look at your right toes. Check to see that all 5 point straight down towards the mat. Take an inhale, drive through your fingertips. Exhale, wide step, low lunge. Place your right foot next to your right pinky finger. So your heel is on the mat, ball of the foot and toes are off the mat. Soften your left knee to your mat or place a blanket underneath for extra padding. Welcome to runner's lunge. You can stay on your palms. You can take your knuckles flush to the mat. You're welcome to lower to your forearms. If you feel a little stuck through the right hip joint, take your right hand to your inner thigh. Press your leg out. Your foot is still connected to the ground, but press your leg out. And then see if that gives you more space to lower down. And if it's not accessible, don't force it. It's totally fine. You have other layers to work with, palms, knuckles. Maybe only one forearm comes down. Keep your breath moving. Come up to your palms or knuckles. If you're not there already, you're going to come into a quad stretch, a couple variations. So bend your left knee, bring your left heel towards your left glutes, lift your chest. You can hang out here if this is enough for you. If you'd like to add on, take right hand back to capture the pinky side edge of your left foot. Now pull your heel in towards your glutes. And then press your foot out into your hand. And if you're like, oh, my foot is really far away from my hand, you can take a block or even two underneath your left hand to help bring your shoulders more over your hips to make that reach a little more accessible. Or use your strap or your belt to give your right arm a little extra length, yeah? Right foot is connected to the mat. Roll your chest open to the right. Take an inhale. Exhale, flip your grip. So grab the big toe side of your foot and then square your chest, towards the top of your mat. Again, bring your heel in and then press your foot out into your hand. Chin away from chest. Take an inhale. Exhale, gently release your quad stretch. Plant both palms on your mat or on your blocks. Curl your back toes, left toes. Lift your left knee, lizard pose. Shoulders out of ears. Press through your feet. Take a breath in. Exhale, frog squat. Step your left foot forward, heel on the mat, ball of the foot and toes off the mat. Drop your hips low, elbows to inner knees or inner thighs. So a few things. If you're like, my heels are lifted, take your stance wider and lift your glutes and your hips up. Your core is just going to work more in a higher up squat. Or You can take your 2 blocks, stack them on top of each other, and have a seat. Make this work for you. Take an inhale. Exhale, downward facing dog. Plant your hands, walk your feet back. Move your blocks out of the way if needed. Pause in your dog pose. And inhale, lift your left leg up and back behind you. Pause and breathe. Press through your fingertips. Reach out through your left heel. Straighten your lifted leg. Take an inhale. Exhale, wide step, low lunge. Place your left foot next to your left pinky finger. Heel on the mat. Ball the foot and toes off the mat. Soften right knee to the earth. Or again, you can take a blanket under the right knee if you're experiencing any discomfort through your knee joint. Second side of runner's lunge. Palms, knuckles, forearms. Again, if you're feeling stuck through the left hip joint as you try to drop down to your forearms, left hand presses left thigh out, and then try and lower down. And this side may be totally different than your right side. So what you did on your right side, you don't have to do on your left. If they happen to align, cool, all right. If not, make adjustments. Don't force anything. You can stay here in the quad stretch if this is enough sensation through the lower right side body. If you want to add the quad stretches, come up to your palms or knuckles. Bend your right knee, heel to glutes. Lift your chest. Left hand captures the pinky side edge of your right foot. Roll your heart open to the left. Pull your heel in, and then press your foot out into your hand. Check in on your breath. Take an inhale. Exhale, flip your grip. Grab the big toe side of your foot and then square your chest forward. Keep pressing your foot out into your hand. Ooh, this side's so much tighter. Take a breath in. Exhale, gently release the quad stretch. Ooh, hands to the mat or 2 blocks. Curl your back toes. Lift your back knee, lizard pose. Take a breath in. Step right foot forward, heel on the mat, ball the foot and toes off the mat. Elbows to inner knees, inner thighs. Again, you can have a seat on your blocks. Wherever you are, press your elbows out and then resist with your inner thighs a bit. Pull the ears back. Try and sit up tall. Pull up from your pelvic floor. Take an inhale. Exhale, downward facing dog. Plant your hands. Walk your feet back. Last dog pose of our time together. Breath in. Exhale, lower your knees to your mat. And then swing your legs out in front of you. Find your blanket and your strap. So if you have a yoga blanket or a serape, hopefully it's in like a square rectangle-ish form. You're just gonna fold it in half one more time so you kind of have like a tamale shape going on. If you need to figure out how to fold your blanket, Google it. Place your blanket fold in the middle of your space. Have a seat on your blanket with your legs forward of you. So if you're just sitting on the ground, there is a high chance that your low back is going to be a lot more rounded, especially if you're tight through your spine, especially your upper back. So you can see here that I'm pretty rounded, but when I sit up on a blanket, my chest is more lifted, my spine is a lot longer. This is also just a lot more comfortable. Take your right hand to your right inner knee. Open your leg up as wide as it's comfortable. And then take left foot to right inner thigh. Find your strap. Take your strap around the center of your right foot. Shoulders are still over hips, so your arms are nice and long. Each end of the strap or belt in each hand. Take a breath in. Exhale, Janu Shirshasana, head to knee pose. So you can start to walk your hands down the strap. Go only as far as you start to feel a moderate degree of sensation. So don't worry about actually connecting your forehead to your knee and rounding your spine here. Our focus is to counter all the rounding through the upper back. So keep your chest lifted, elbow creases towards the ceiling, and then flex your right toes back towards your face. Take a breath in. Soften through the sides of your neck on your breath out. Let go of the strap. Take your right forearm, palm up, to the inside of your right leg. So your forearm rests on the ground. If you're like, that is not happening, take a block or even two and rest it underneath your forearm, yeah? Take your left arm forward of your left shoulder with your palm up. Take your left fingertips to the head of your shoulder. Lead with the inside of your left elbow. Roll your inner elbow up towards your face. Roll it, roll it, roll it, roll it back behind the ear. And then extend that left arm long overhead. So your left biceps frame your left ear. You can look down at your right leg. You can look straight ahead. Roll your heart open. And be really light on your left glutes, your left sitting bone. Keep working right toes back towards you. Take a breath in. Lean a little further to the right on your breath out. Slowly rise back up. Drop your left arm. Come back to staff pose. Tadasana. Oh, wow. Tadasana. There we go. Left hand, left inner knee. Open your leg as wide as it's comfortable. Right foot, left inner thigh. Take your strap around the center of your left foot. Sit up tall, shoulders over hips, both arms long. Take an inhale. Exhale, start to walk your hands down the strap. Again, stop when you feel a moderate degree of sensation. Roll your elbow creases towards the ceiling. Feel that your upper back is long, your chest is open. One more breath in. Gently move your heart forward on your breath out. Let go of the strap. Left forearm with your palm up to the inside of your left leg. Again, if your forearm doesn't reach the ground, with ease, block or two under the forearm. Reach right arm forward of the shoulder, palm up. Right fingers to the head of the shoulder. Lead with the inner elbow. Roll it up towards your cheek. Roll it back behind your ear. And then release the right arm long. Revolved Janu Shirshasana. I don't know if I said this on the first set. Ground into your left forearm to help roll your chest open. And check in on your breath. Make sure it's still moving. And breath in. Reach a little further to the left on your breath out. Inhale, slowly sit yourself back upright. Come forward to staff pose, Tadasana. Take a moment to just settle, to observe. And come off of your blanket. Plant your feet on the mat, about hip width distance apart. Grab onto your hamstrings, the backs of your thighs. Take an inhale, lift up out of your back ribs. Exhale, send your tailbone towards your heels. So roll onto the back of your pelvis, your spine is rounded. Open through your chest. Take a breath in. Exhale, roll a little more. Pull your belly button in, reach your arms forward. Take an inhale. Exhale, little tuck. Pull the ears back, shoulders out of ears. Breath in. Exhale, roll all the way down. Feet are about hip width still. Ankles are slightly forward of the knees. You may need to walk your heels in closer to your glutes. You can always take a peek at your feet. Lean to the side. Relax your arms at your sides. Take an inhale. Exhale, press through your feet, squeeze your glutes, lift your hips. Interlace all 10 fingers at your low back and then pinch your shoulder blades together. Make a little shelf for your chest. If you're like, ooh, the bind doesn't work, come out, find your strap. Use your strap to give yourself extra length to your arms, a little more support. Plug into big toe, pinky toe, and heels. Gently press into the back of your skull. Breath in. Exhale, lower down. Again, inhale. Exhale, bridge. Press down, lift up. Shoulder blades together on the back. Breath in. Exhale, come down. Last time, inhale. Exhale, press down, lift up. Inner thighs wrap down towards the earth. One more breath in. Exhale, come on down. All right, we'll finish up with a little twist. Lift the back of your pelvis, the back of your hips, like an inch away from the ground. Move your pelvis over to the right side of your mat. Place your pelvis down. Toe heel your feet out to the edges of your mat. So your feet are wide, your thighs are wide. Tee out your arms. Take a breath in. Exhale, wide-legged twist. Allow your knees to fall over to the left. Again, thighs are apart. Flex your toes towards your knees. And send your tailbone towards the back of your right knee. Awesome, you can hang out right here, or hook your left ankle on top of your right thigh and gently pull down on your thigh to deepen the release through your obliques, your side body muscles. Your breath is still moving. Come back to it if you lost it. Heel hooks, release. Come back up to center, knees to the sky. Lift the back of your pelvis, move it over to the left side of your mat, place it down. Take a breath in. Exhale, wide-legged twist. Allow your knees to fall to the right. Again, flex your toes. Option to hang out here or take right heel on top of left thigh, gently pull down. Heel hooks, let it go. Come back up to center. Place your pelvis in the middle of your mat. Gather your knees into your chest. Give yourself a squeeze. and then rock up to a tall seat. You can sit on your folded blanket, you can sit on a block. I'll just close out with a few rounds of breath. Rest your hands wherever is most comfortable. Sit up tall, lift up out of the back ribs. Exhale out your mouth. Slowly inhale, take your time to fill up. Pause at the top. Take another little sip in. Open mouth, exhale, push the air out. Again, inhale. Pause. Sip in, lift your chest. Open mouth, exhale, push it out. Last time, breath in. Pause. Sip in, relax your jaw. Open mouth, exhale. Thank you for your time, your energy, and your trust. Most importantly, thank you for exploring your practice as well as sharing it. Awesome. Nice work. Happy whatever day you're tuning in. Thank you so much for joining me. I find this practice to be really helpful right after a climbing session. I don't know about you, but I find it really challenging to not only warm up for climbing, but to cool down for climbing. I think it's really easy to get off the wall and go have lots of really amazing snacks. But when we don't stretch out, whether it's passive stretching or active stretching, it can be debilitating for our climbing practice. Check back in later for more yoga for climbers. If there's something you want to see or something in your body that's feeling funky, drop a comment, say hey, let me know you tuned in. Otherwise, thanks for your time. Stay hydrated, eat well, sleep well, all the good stuff. And I look forward to practicing again with you soon. Thank you.